Okay, thanks for joining me for your yoga practice today. We're going to be here for about 20 minutes, so this is a nice and quick one. We're going to spend most of our time on our backs today, as the title suggests. This is great for those of us that are maybe a little bit tired, but we still want to get our yoga practice in for the day. We just want it to be a little bit more slow moving, a little bit more gentle. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and find a comfortable position lying down on your back. So straight away here, go ahead and bring both your knees up in towards your chest. Maybe give them a little squeeze here to start. And then slowly guide your legs down to the right side, all the way down to the ground here. And then bring both of your arms out straight to the right side, maybe one resting on top of the other. We're going to inhale here. And on your exhale, you're pressing your legs down into the earth as you open your left arm towards the left side of your mat. So on an exhale, we're opening our chest, opening our left arm. Maybe just up towards the ceiling to start here. No need to push super far over to the left side. And on inhales, your arms come back together, so your left arm comes back down towards the ground. And with your own breath here, go ahead and do this for a couple of cycles. So exhaling to open up your arm either up towards the ceiling or maybe all the way over to the left side of your mat. And then inhaling to bring your arms back together down on the ground. So a couple more on your own here. Really settling into our practice here, maybe starting to tune into our breath, maybe starting to deepen your inhales. And one more on your own here. On your next inhale, your arms come together, and then slowly make your way over to the other side. So your legs come up through center, maybe squeezing them in the middle again, and then using your arms to guide your legs all the way down over to the left side, and we're going to repeat the same drill. So your arms are straight out to the left side, your right arm is stacked on top of the left. Inhaling here, we exhale to open our chest, pressing our legs down into the ground actively, opening maybe to start just towards the ceiling. If it's comfortable, maybe going all the way over to the right side of your mat. And on inhales, we close our arms again, so the right arm comes over to stack on top of the left. And again, a couple on your own here, following the cycle of your breath. Allow the breath to lead the movement. Flexing our toes towards our face, again, actively pressing your legs down towards the ground. Just one or two more here at your own pace. After your next inhale, bring your legs back through to center. Give them one more tight squeeze, really squeezing your knees in towards your chest, flexing your feet towards your face. And on your next exhale, the soles of your feet come down to the ground. Feet come together. And use your hands now to guide your legs out to either side, a reclined cobbler's pose here, reclined butterfly. So think about initiating your breath from the low belly, just below your navel, just below your belly button. Initiate that inhalation, and then exhale to deflate just in that low belly, in that same area. So we're starting to slow down our breath, calming down our breath. With each exhalation, your legs are sinking a little bit deeper towards the ground. Pressing into our foundation still, making sure that your low back isn't starting to rise up off the mat. Maybe lifting your pelvis if it's doing that. Bring it back flush with the ground. We're going to be here for just about a minute. So find some ease, find some stillness. Tune into your breath, tune into your thoughts. After your next exhale, use your hands to guide your legs back up to the middle. And from here, maybe pushing your feet out just a couple more inches, we're going to move into a bridge pose. So arms down now at our side, pressing our feet down, pressing our palms down into the mat. Start to creep your pelvis up all the way, pressing your shins away from you, lifting your pelvis up even more, and then tucking your chin slightly. really reaching forward with your shin bones. We're going to be in this bridge pose for just a couple of breaths. Inhale one more time. Big inhale. Exhale to lower back down, all the way down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Start from the top, slowly rolling down all the way to the ground. From here, our knees are still bent, feet are still planted on the floor. We're going to slowly windshield wiper our legs back and forth now. So first over to the right side, letting them fall slowly over to the ground, then over to the left, then finding a rhythm with your own breath, back and forth slowly here. Maybe after a couple of breaths, you pick up the pace just a little bit. Firmly planting your hands into the ground still. Maybe starting to close your eyes if you haven't already. Then when you find your way back to the center, find stillness when you make your way back to the center. From there, lift the left leg up into the air and then cross it over your right leg. Arms come out to a T on either side of you, and then from there, slowly falling to a twist over on that right side, a figure 4 twist. Inhaling to strengthen your foundation into the ground and exhaling to sink a little bit deeper if it feels good. You're welcome to place a block or a prop underneath your thighs if they're just floating in the air there. We're also going to be here for a couple of breaths, so find some stillness. Sink a little bit deeper with each breath. Just a couple more here. After your next exhale, inhale to come back through center. Keep your left leg over the right leg, and then interlace your fingers behind your thighs if you can reach, and then squeeze that right knee in towards your chest. If you can't quite reach behind your thigh, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you're squeezing that right knee in towards your chest still. Find a nice stretch in your outer left thigh. Exhale, plant the right foot, unravel the legs. We're going to switch now to the other side. So lifting the right leg into the air, crossing over the left leg, and from there our arms out to a T, slowly falling over to the left side, a reclined figure 4 twist. Again, utilizing props if our legs are floating in the air. Reaching towards the ground with our right shoulder. Back off a little bit if you're starting to feel any pinching or pain. We want to make sure that we're not forcing this. We're not supposed to look a certain way. We just want to make sure that we're getting a nice, good stretch. The same thing on this side. Easing into that twist on every exhale for a couple breaths here. After your next exhale, inhale to come back through center with that right leg still crossed over, and then squeezing on an inhale your left knee in towards your chest. A nice stretch in your outer right thigh now, maybe interlacing your fingers on your left thigh if they can reach. Maybe extending your left leg to go straight if that feels good today. A couple deep breaths here, allowing your right thigh to fall out to the side. Big inhale here, and exhale to lower, unravel the legs, and then squeeze the knees in towards your chest once again, really squeezing here. And then from there, reaching your hands on through your legs to catch the outside of your feet, moving now into happy baby pose. So opening up your thighs a little bit, pointing the bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling, opening up your hips a little bit, and then if it feels good from there, sinking those knees in towards your chest. Really using our breath here to sink a little bit deeper, Easing off once again if there's any pinching. Deep breaths now in our happy baby pose. See if you can find some more length in your spine here. See if you can find some more length in your neck. Maybe tuck your chin a little bit more. Bringing your low back flush to the mat if it's not. And on your next exhale, go ahead and bring the bottoms of your feet back down to the mat, knees still bent. Now extending the left leg out, squeeze the right knee in towards your chest. Big inhale here. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. Big squeeze here, big inhale here. And then exhale to straighten the left leg now. Hands come down to your sides. And then with both legs extended on your next inhale, bend the right knee and bring the right sole of the foot down to the ground. And from here, we're going to move into a reclined half frog. So allowing your right thigh now just to fall to the outside of the mat. Your left leg is still straight, left toes are flexed towards your face, and the right sole of your foot is pressing into that left thigh. Almost finding opposing force between your left thigh and your foot here. Again, if your thigh is kind of hovering over the mat here, you're more than welcome to place a blanket, a block, something like that underneath to support. If your thigh does come all the way to the ground, make sure you're actively pressing down into the ground. Maybe you lift your arms up overhead on the ground to feel a nice side body stretch. Just a couple more breaths here. Find some stillness. Reconnect to your breath if you lost it. Reconnect to the present moment if your mind's starting to wander. One more inhale here. Exhaling to deflate your low belly once again, using your hand to guide your leg back up. Extend the right leg, bend the left knee, and from there using the left hand to guide the left thigh all the way down as far as it goes today. Pressing our right leg down, really into our foundation, flexing the toes towards our face, the right toes. And now a couple of breaths on your own on this left side reclined half frog. One more full breath here on your own. After your next exhale, use the left hand to guide the left leg back up. Extend the left leg back so now both legs are extended out in front of you. And now to finish out the practice, we're just going to sit up a little bit before we come to a seat, and then we're going to finish out. So from here, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can get there however you please. We're going to move into a boat pose. So you can either crunch up into this position and grab onto the back of your thighs. You can roll over onto your side to come up into a seat first. But however you get there, you're going to be reaching up and back with your upper body, holding onto our legs, really squeezing our core in, and then bring your legs parallel to the ground. Really reaching with our upper body, leaning back a little bit more, squeezing our legs in, squeezing our core. You have the option to release your hands from your legs and extend them straight out in front of you. From there, you also have the option to straighten your legs. But again, the point is not to make our pose look a certain way, just really making sure we're engaging our core here for just a couple more breaths. I know we're working. One more inhale here. And exhale to come all the way up into a seated position. Our final pose now from a seated position. The soles of our feet come together once again. We're now coming to our seated butterfly pose. So sitting up tall, pressing into our foundation, pressing your butt into the mat. Inhale to sit a little bit taller, tuck the chin. And exhale, your thighs are coming down to the ground a little bit more. Active in our legs, but still making sure there's no tension. A couple breaths here. Maybe you start to point your nose up slowly and gently. Maybe you start to point your nose down slowly and gently. Coming back through center, pointing your nose to the left. And pointing now to the right, slowing down your breath. And pointing your nose back through center. Drawing a couple small circles with your nose one way. Slowly making that circle bigger, still in the same direction. And now starting with slow circles facing the other direction, drawing circles with our nose. Slowly drawing a bigger circle with our nose, getting a nice neck stretch. Really move slowly here. Still in our butterfly. Inhale, sit a little bit taller. Exhale, use your hands to guide your knees back in towards each other. And from there, come to a comfortable seated position, however you'd like. Maybe you come down to your back. Maybe you put some props under your knees to lift your pelvis and straighten your back. Maybe you place a blanket under your knees to straighten your back against the floor. Just come to any comfortable position where you can lie still for a couple of moments. Once you get there, reconnecting to our breath, reconnecting to the present moment. Deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Starting to notice the quality of our thoughts, noticing how our body feels after this practice. Noticing how we're feeling different from when we started the practice. And really taking a moment here to find appreciation for yourself for showing up, for sticking through it. Showing up is the hardest part. You got your practice in, you thanked your body, you helped your body, and now your body's going to thank you for the rest of the day, for the rest of the night, whatever it is you're going off to do. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you practicing with me today. I hope your body's feeling nice and loose and relaxed. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.